Romance, it's great while it lasts, we all know that, but the end can be bitter. An old flame can haunt you and then linger like a ghost, but we've got a little help for you ghost busting today. Earlier this morning, we spoke with author and relationship expert Bree Maresca-Kramer. She's here with us again right now. She's been online answering some of your questions, so thanks for sticking around.
Thank you.
We've had some interesting questions. I was just reading from the blog online, and one of our viewers wrote in. This is from Jack. He says he's having a lot of trouble using items from a relationship, an 8-year relationship, 2 years apart. He says things like record players, Christmas trees, and they kind of never go away. So do you need to get rid of that stuff or just get over it and use them?
I would absolutely say get rid of it if you have an emotional attachment or emotional reaction to the item, because it's holding up you from moving on with your life. It's holding up the grieving process and the letting go process.
Especially, I would assume, with Christmas trees and holiday things, because they're such emotional times.
Yes, and it triggers all those emotions and memories you share together with those items. So absolutely cleanse those out.
Sounds good. I'm sure there's a friend or somebody who would love to have them. Another one, this one comes from Sophia. She says, my questions are twofold. I'm still in touch with an ex. I know it's wrong, but it's comfortable, so how do I officially break it off? And then after that, she follows it up with, he claims he wants to marry, but now he's not so sure, but he keeps sticking around. I'm not an expert, but I'm thinking if you guys have broken up, the ring's not coming.
Absolutely. And if he's saying he wants to marry you and then he's not sure, huge red flag. Run, because there's many issues there. And as far as, you know, the learning boundaries with an ex, allowing them in, not allowing them in. And for women, we need to have really strong boundaries with the men in our lives, because they want those parameters. So when we're really clear and we're really strong, that gives them either the green light or the red light.
So what do we do in the future then? Let's say you have a nasty relationship in the past. How do you keep from projecting that into the future and making that a part of your next relationship?
Oh, this is such an important concept to integrate, not only in our relationships, but in our lives. Because when we project our past onto our present or our future, we're actually preconditioning and predetermining our experiences in our relationship and our life to happen again the same way. So it's really important that we let that go and understand and look at ourselves and say, what was my part in this? What was my part, and how do I not do this in the next relationship?
And that comes in with having time in between relationships. There's always jokes about the rebound relationship, but those rarely ever seem to work, because you're going in there with the idea of being in love, but maybe haven't figured out what went wrong in the last relationship.
And you haven't had time to heal, and you haven't had time to transition and to let go. It's so important to really let go so we can turn and then move forward and move through it.
All right, some great information. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks for answering everyone's questions online today. Love hurts sometimes. That's all there is to it. Author and relationship expert Bree Maresca-Kramer. Again, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me.
You can find her books online.